Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's been a while, like really a while, and yeah, I know I'm gonna be posting around. I said I'm gonna be posting around every week or so, but in 2 and something years, finally my wife and I went on vacation and went out of the country. So, pardon me, I was away a little bit for a little bit. But anyway, today I do want to talk about something that it seems like this specific field is still unexplored, and it seems like a lot of companies and a lot of design leaders that I noticed still hunting for these people, and we can't seem to find them properly or at all, really. I'm actually hiring somebody right now or for this position, and it's proving to be difficult to find somebody. Anyhow, I am back and I am pumped and excited to dive deep into this channel once again and start posting again after a really nice vacation. Now, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, share if you want to, hit that bell icon so you know every single time I post a new video. And without further ado, let's hit it. All right, so what I want to talk about today is an interesting profession that it seems like people started to emerge in this field over the last, I would say, 4 years, but it's still kind of considered to be a new type of field in the UX world. And it seems like there's still a gap between the demand for people who specialize in this specific field and actual people existing. And I'm surprised that bootcamps haven't jumped on that just yet, but just yet. So I have a feeling in the next couple of years, we'll see a lot more courses in this specific industry covering that part. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about what we like to call UX writers or UX writing. Now, I know there is a weird kind of confusion among people of what exactly that means, right? Because you have UX designers, you have, recently I've learned you have UX engineers, whatever that might mean. However, UX writing is actually a specific field. Now, when I talk about specific field, I mean that it's not just the writing part and it's not just the UX part. And I noticed that a lot of people that come from copywriting, content creation, and so forth are slightly transitioning into this area of UX writing. And I also noticed some UX professionals who have passion for the language kind of shifting a little bit into UX writing. Now, what does UX writing really entails? It's really writing, but it's not just the writing. You have copywriters, you have copy editors, and so forth. Now, copywriters typically they specialize in different areas of the industry, right? It can be things as marketing content, it can be sales content, it can be promotional content, it can be advertising, it can be slogan creations, documentation writing, website content, and things like that. Now, when it comes to UX writing, the difference between regular copywriters and UX writers, copywriters will create the text. UX writers will know how to use that text throughout the entire user experience to make the user experience a lot more better, more human, if you will. I like to say that UX writers humanize technology. Now, we as designers, we can make it pretty, we can make it work well, we can improve the user experience itself from the interaction perspective, right? How the people using the product, how do they navigate from point A to point B within the product? how do they accomplish their tasks, and so forth. But the one thing that a lot of people don't know is that a big portion of this is not only the icons and the visuals and the transitions and I don't know, the layouts and colors and branding and so forth, but it's how the product communicates back to the user. Because at the end of the day, it's a constant back and forth between a human being and the product, right? It's not only one-sided kind of interaction. Every single time we do anything on the web or on a mobile device, and I am once again being distracted by my Apple Watch as usual. This will never stop. Sorry, I apologize in advance, but this will never stop. UX writers essentially make the product talk to you as a human being in your own kind of language or your own kind of style, or in a more human way and not robotic way. And when I think the last time I gave a pretty kind of an example to somebody who was asking me, why do we even need a UX writer? It was some years ago. The chief operating officer of the company I was working at was also at the time responsible for the product. He also was the head of product. And we're talking about this, and I said, we need to hire a UX writer, and he asked me why. And so my simplest explanation to the guy was essentially, you go to a coffee shop, you come up to the barista and you say, hey, can I get a medium-sized coffee with, I don't know, skim milk? Barista says, coming right up, thank you for the order. You turn around and you start walking away. But as you're walking away, barista hollers you and says, hey, hold on a second. Are you sure you want skim milk? Now the question is, when you turn around and you reply to this, are you sure you want skim milk? Is it okay or cancel? Or is it yes or no? And so I hope you see where I'm going with this. When we're thinking about mobile applications, SaaS platforms, software, tools, anything tech related, typically is when you need to confirm an action. Oftentimes you'll see something like okay, cancel, or confirm, cancel, or confirm, decline, or I'm running out of ideas because I think that's the most that's the most options you'll see. The reason for that, it's not because it was intentional, but because people who used to build products years ago, before the entire emergence of user experience, before the entire understanding that, oh shit, we need to have actual creative people understanding how people use our product and make it better for those people. Software used to be developed typically by the business side and the engineering side. In the engineering world, in the code itself, it is actual confirm, cancel, okay, cancel, decline, confirm, and so forth, right? It's more of a programmer language, if you will. And so obviously it's trickled down into the actual UI and kind of stuck around for years. Why? Because I think Microsoft was one of the first ones to utilize these languages in these confirmations, and so here we are today. Now, the one thing that a lot of companies in recent years or decades start realizing is communicating to the users or humans on the other side in their own human style language actually makes the product feel more human and feel better. As a great example of that, I like to bring up Slack. Now, to the best, to all of my respect for Slack, and I do have an immense respect for Slack. I think it's an amazing company. I think it's an amazing product. But let's be honest here, Slack did not really invent anything. On a general note, I mean, they did a lot of things. They created a lot of things. They built new things. They innovated a lot in different areas. But they did not invent anything. The core product of Slack is DMs. It's direct messaging, or kind of a channel messaging, which used to exist. You used to have forums. You used to have the ICQs and the Skypes and the Microsoft Teams, and the list goes on, right? And Google Messenger, and WhatsApp, and whatever that is. All of these existed before for business and for personal use. So Slack did not really invent anything. The only thing that they did different from all of these products is that they made the experience better. It is much more fun. The UI looks a lot better. It's more user-friendly, and it talks to you like you're a human being. And if you would pay attention to all of the Slack communication within the product itself, when something goes wrong, when something goes right, when you get notification, when you are up to date on when you kind of pull up on your Slack app and it shows you a little bit of a smiley face and says you're up to date of blah, 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 pay attention to the actual words. That's intentional. And this was written by somebody who either was a UX writer or understood enough in linguistics to how to write properly for human beings to make the experience a lot more better. So, UX writing. Essentially what you hear. It's the UX, user experience, and writing is understanding in what scenario to put what words, in what context to utilize different language styles. Should it be fun? Should it be quirky? Should it be serious? Should it be formal, informal? And the list goes on. If you go to MailChimp, I think they have an entire library of which words you could use, but which words you should use in their entire kind of library of communication with their users. Again, the language side is no less important than the UI side, than the UX side, than the engineering side. And so that brings me to my point today is UX writing. I don't know why, and I wish I did, but it's incredibly hard to find good UX writers or UX writers at all, even the bad ones, right? Today in UX design, you can find great designers, you can find horrible designers, but you can find them, and a lot of them. In visual design, branding design, product design, interaction design, and the list goes on, there is a shit ton of people you can find, and the experience is varied and whatnot. But UX writers, I just can't seem to find. I mean, I have a UX writer right now on my team, and she's great, but unfortunately she has a very limited amount of time that she can dedicate to us, and so she is as a contractor. I wish we had a full-timer. What to do about it? I don't know. I don't have a solution, but if any one of you is watching this video right now and you know of anyone who is interested in language, is interested in this field, and wants to transition into UX writing, please reach out to me. I'll talk to you. I'll help out and see how I can point you in the right direction to take a course, learn something, I don't know, educate yourself a little bit and jump into the field. Because I can tell you right now, we're lacking a lot in our industry of UX writers, and especially good ones. So on that note, I just wanted to point out to people that the importance of UX writing and how vital this part is, and that this field is going to boom in the next probably 2 to 4 years. That's going to be the next kind of a hot cupcake, just like UX design, product design is today. That's all I had to say. I want to thank you for everyone for watching this video. I really do appreciate everyone who comes to watch my videos and spend that time watching my videos. On that note, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you like the content. And once again, I really thank you for your time, and I wish you an awesome day, week, month, year. I'll see you all later in the next episode, and never stop learning.